Hi guys, it's Wendy from cinnamonsweetshop.com coming to you from my balcony in Bucks County, Pennsylvania during what I hope to be our last snowstorm of the season. I think they're calling for 7 to 10 inches now. In the next clip, I'm going to be inside my warm home making some caramel dipped chocolate pretzels. To make the caramel wrapped chocolate dipped pretzels, you will need pretzel rods. You will need unraveled squares of caramel with they were individually wrapped in plastic, and it was very tedious taking that plastic off. You will need some chocolate chips, some cream. You will need some ground up peanuts that we're going to use to top the pretzels with. And you'll also need an 8-inch by 5-inch loaf pan sprayed generously with some vegetable spray. So I added the cream to the caramels and in a microwave safe bowl, and I'm going to melt them for about 30 seconds at 30-second intervals. And if it's not melted, I'm just going to give it a quick mix and then put it in for about another 15 to 20 seconds, give it another mix. And if it's still not melted, put it in for about another 15 to 20 seconds until it is. You want to mix it real well, make sure it melts, do not overheat it or else it will burn. And once it burns, you just have to toss it out. Okay, and it's pretty much melted. Yep, completely smooth. So in my heavily sprayed loaf pan, I'm going to pour the caramel into it, and I'm going to let it sit in the refrigerator for about 20 to 30 minutes for it to set. And then we will wrap the pretzels and then dip them. Once the caramel sets, you're going to cut it into 8 equal pieces. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And then we're going to take each piece and we're going to roll it to about 6 inches. Once all of the caramels rolled, we're just going to take one pretzel rod, a piece of caramel, and I'm going to press it to the top and just slowly and carefully wrap it around the pretzel rod until it reaches the bottom, or about 3/4 of the way of an inch is left on the bottom. Just going to press it in there, put it down, take the next one and do the same thing. Carefully wrapping it around the pretzel rod, and then push the end into place. When you're finished, put them on a baking tray. We're going to refrigerate them for another 5 to 10 minutes to let them set a little bit more. In the meantime, I'm going to melt my chocolate chips, and I'm going to show you how to dip them and then put some toppings on them. So if you saw my video on the differences between chocolate chips and baking chocolate, I had said that if you're going to melt chocolate chips, it comes up a little thicker than when you use baking chocolate. So I'm going to melt this chocolate for the pretzels. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of shortening into the chocolate chips, and I'm going to microwave them, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the caramel. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, mix it real well. It probably will not be completely melted, but you still want to mix it well. And then put it in for about 10 to 15 second intervals until it's completely melted, stirring it in between. You don't want to overcook this. Chocolate will burn. And I'm going to go do that now, and I will see you back with the pretzels. So I have my pretzels. They're chilled. I put my nuts into a pan and spread it out, and I melted my chocolate and put it in a tall glass so that the pretzel rods will at least fit in and get mostly covered. They don't have to be completely covered, but you want to try and stick it in and dip them as much as possible. I like to leave the caramel sticking out at the end a little bit. Let the excess hang come off. And then I'm going to just turn them upside down in the pretzels and then put them down. And you can use any topping. Traditionally, I've seen these made with peanuts, but you can use sprinkles, you can use nonpareils. When you're done, you could just refrigerate them for about 20 to 30 minutes for the chocolate to set. I didn't cover all of them with peanuts. I left a few without because, well, some people just don't like the nuts or they just can't have nuts. But it's up to you what toppings you use, and I will see you for a tasting when they're done. So here I have the caramel wrapped, chocolate dipped pretzel. And I did have one off camera and it was very good. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can go over to cinnamonsweetshoppe.com where you'll find the recipe for this and many other things that I make, as well as cake decorating, cookie decorating tutorials. So until next time, have a nice day.